Alrighty. We might be live. Let me just do a quick audio check. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Just do a quick audio check. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's not too bad. Potentially bring up the desktop audio slightly. All right. Let me grab the chat. Radio. How's it going, MBG Games? Welcome in. I'm just starting up for the night here. How's it going, Hannah? Very good. So audio's all good then? Everything sound alright? Hopefully. So let's see. So just before I started the stream, I quickly fixed the bug we were having yesterday, which is to do with the sun component, which is or the sun actor, which is a directional light. Before, it was using the way 3JS handles the directional lights. It was using a target object. So basically, it was the direction of the shadows was essentially based on the position of the sun, which I didn't like. So now I've changed it to actually sort of respect the rotations. Just fix that. It does actually start not in the right orientation though. It starts, I think, like this, and I want it to be maybe something like that. Something just slightly off midday. So yep, I'll quickly fix that, and then I want to see if I can figure out how to render arrows like this as well. But then we need to do some more work on these billboard components that we're working on, and get them rendering for light. So this is the one for the light currently. So yeah, it's kind of busted. This is just like some other random sort of like test actor I was working on. Yeah, so the way I'm not sure how I fixed the sun problem, like, because I'm not sure what the bug I was having was exactly, like what the problem with the code was. But essentially now what I do is create like a custom object for the light target, and I just manipulate this object instead, instead of manipulating whatever the default kind of object this is set to. I don't know what it uses. I guess just a new target. But yeah, that is where we're at and what the plan is for tonight. I say this every night, but it is going to be a shorter stream tonight, hopefully, because I need to get some more sleep. But yeah, how's the audio, everyone? Are we all good on that front? Hopefully my keyboard sounds aren't too loud and you can hear me okay, but let's jump into it. So what I want to do is, well, let me commit first. That's probably the first thing I should do. Directional light based on actor rotation. Get that committed. Look at all our commits so far. There's heaps, so we're doing well. But yeah, so with the sun, for example, there's a component here which is attached to it. This you should be able to see at the bottom. We'll see there. There's billboard component, but it's not actually attaching. Like it's not actually moving with this object. So I need to try to fix that. So if I have a look at the directional light actor, and I might actually change its icon too, because it is getting a little bit confusing. So if I do this dot billboard dot set texture, maybe would be a function I would want, and then the texture can be const billboard texture is a new texture 2D. So I would want to probably use an asset loader for this, but I don't have one just yet. So an asset manager. Now where is that file? This is the one I want to use. So I guess it'll just be source assets edui icons icon directional light png, and then we should be able to just pass this in, and let's see, if I, how do I do this? Clear method, here we go. Set texture, so that can be just in here somewhere, it doesn't really matter where. Public method. Yep, name has changed correctly, well done. Yeah, nice. Love these types of streams. NVC DMNCH, welcome in. Yeah, I appreciate that. Hopefully it's relatively relaxing vibes. That's kind of what I'm aiming for. So just some chilled out late night coding. Port or two in a browser. Wow, that's cool. Nice. Yeah, so when the texture comes through, we do load a default one here. In fact, we probably do want to, oh no, we don't need to save it because it's in the material, I guess. So what I could do potentially is sprite material, and I'll need to cast that, I guess. There's a sprite material dot map is texture dot data. That I think should update. Yeah, the icon. Perfect. So it is still stuck down at 0, 0, unfortunately, which I need to fix now. But yeah, I'll commit that just as its own thing. Do you do like web development work in VC? Out of interest. Right, so if I look into the directional light actor, we have a billboard component which we spawn, and then I'm trying to attach the billboard to the directional light component. Which does it doesn't have an offset by default, does it? No. Or does it in here maybe? No, so maybe in my world there's a offset on the sun? No. So why is the sun then positioned here and not at 0, 0? I guess that's the first conundrum. This dot sun. That is the thing I'm talking about here, isn't it? Yeah. Sun. World spawn directional light actor, which uses a directional light component. Okay, when this spawns, we spawn a light. Set the planes, and we don't do that anymore. We do update the light target. Yeah, I don't really see any valid reason why this spawns up here, honestly. Let me have a look at its position then. Let's just go here. So I would be expecting this to be 0. Yeah, no, it's 1. I wonder where that's coming from then. Shaikh, welcome in. Nice to see you. Thanks for tuning in once again, my friend. Yeah, so I'm not sure where this offset's coming from then. Unless the only thing I'm thinking is maybe does a light have a built-in offset? That's the flaw. Find references on this. That's the only reference. I wonder, does the render context do something then? No. That basically just sets up the render and everything, and the post-processing stack, camera, all that. Directional light actor. What I should probably do somewhere, maybe in the editor. Actually, I'll put a button here. So that's the toolbar. Under, what should I put it under? Maybe tools? Tools menu. Add a new editor menu item for, and I want to call it like debug log scene or something. Render scene. Or let's just call it dump render scene. Okay. We want to, how does this work? We have a callback here. So we do it like that. Okay, and so when we dump the render scene, all I should need to do, I think, is console.log. And eventually I'll reroute this to the output window, but I just haven't made an output window yet. Console log window.editor.getWorld.getRenderScene. That should mean that I can print that scene, which should be helpful. Tools, dump render scene. So the scene has children. This font size is probably a bit too small. There we go. We've got a bunch of objects with a directional light with a position that has in fact been set, and it has no children. Okay. And how many sprites have we got here then? Yeah, both sprites. So they've both been set to the root level. Okay. That gives me a clue as to what's happening then. So directional light component actor. This attached to method. Oh, I see the problem. It's because the render object hasn't been added to the scene yet, which is a slight issue. Which would mean that the attachment would need to happen not in the constructor, which is a little bit gross. And also, I was thinking about this today. I need to rename this from begin play, because begin play is meant to be like when you actually play in the editor, but so this should be like on like, I don't know, on init editor or something like that. But you can see the billboard is now in the right spot, so that's good. So our sun is working now. Is it? Yeah, it is. Except I want to put an arrow on here to show the direction, and then also figure out ideally why it's spawning in the spot it's spawning in. Because at least as far as I can tell, I'm not actually telling it to be in this spot. I do need to add a property inspector for the transform as well, so potentially might get to that today, we'll see. I bet this is in the wrong spot, because somewhere I've like hard coded for testing. Like here is Gap vector. No. Light actor. 10 points to Gryffindor for whoever spots it. Start sun. Name, rename, blah blah blah. Remove line trace, tick. What I'm wondering is maybe, like, does it just, maybe directional lights just, for some reason, like maybe 3JS just puts them at that spot by default, because like it doesn't really make sense to have them at 0, 0 if it uses the vector to 0, 0 as the direction by default. So that might mean I just need to reset it. Set it to 0, 0 basically. Yeah. I think that's the problem, I guess. I don't know. I can't see anywhere in my code I'm doing anything with it, so that must be the problem. So that sorts that out. So now in the world, I should probably go dot set. Oh man, do I not have set actor location? And that could be new 3.vector 0, 10, 0 or something, maybe 5. I will do 8. And that means we need this helper function. On actors actually, not just the light. So I've got get actor position, set actor location. Okay, that's not great, is it? And I spelt that wrong too. Set actor. I'll change it to location, I think. Set actor location. New location. And we pretty much just need to do root is this dot get root component as scene component. Actually, we already basically have the code right here. So as long as there is a root, we can go root dot set world location. And now we need to create this on the component, this function. Make it public. And now it's basically just this dot get render object dot position dot copy new location. Cool. So that should have put the sun in the sky, yep, by default, which is good. That's what I want. I guess let's get the billboards on the other stuff so I can see it, and then we can go ahead and put the arrows and stuff on where we need them. So let me move this test capture a little bit. Set that to 1, 1, or maybe 2, 2. No, this is the Y, so that's 1, 2. And that needs to be a vector. 3.vector 3. That should, yep, put it up on the ground as well. Yep, that's good. I don't have Control Z yet, unfortunately. I need to keep a list of the stuff I need to work on. Is the audio sounding okay to you guys, by the way? Hopefully you can hear me all right. Okay, so location, the cylinder. This cube is in the sky, which does keep confusing me, so I'm actually gonna put it on the ground. Obviously, the way I'm writing this code here, I just pointed at my screen, you guys can't see that. But the way I'm writing this basically function is not like the way it will be in the engine. Ideally, it's just for now until I have a way to like kind of add stuff, like add new actors and save the scene and stuff. I kind of just do it through code to get going. All good, it's cool. Thank you, MB Games. Appreciate it. Yeah, so for now I kind of just hard code in the positions of stuff initially. So set actor location 3.vector 3, and that can be -2 it's a unit cube, so 0.5 and then -2. And then also I think I have a bad feeling that I move it, yeah I do, inside the component itself. And I had a thing about that, I've already done it. can get rid of the begin play now. And come back here, and there we go. That is now sitting on the ground in a good spot. The next thing is to quickly change the sun's angle. So set actor rotation. Now, let me, because I'm not sure what those arguments will be, I'll go to the scene component itself first and go set world rotation. So I'm not sure what the type will be for that. It'll depend on how I do it here. So rotation, what type is that? 3.Euler. Cool. So that's like pitch your roll, probably. Yeah. Cool. So new rotation 3.Euler, and I need to wrap these because let me do that because I don't like that type, and I want some extra helper functions on here. So what I'm going to call this is a rotator, which is the same as what it's called in Unreal Engine. Default class. How did you get into this field? Did you do additional learning, e.g. uni? So by trade, I'm actually a video game developer. So yeah, I make video games with Unreal for a living. Have done that for about 10 years. But I did go to uni. I dropped out to do an internship with a game company. But this web stuff, specifically kind of what I'm doing right now with TypeScript and React and everything, I actually only sort of started messing around with this stuff properly a few weeks ago. So I'm not terribly experienced with all this just yet, but I've been programming for most of my life and have done web stuff before, just not kind of in this capacity. So yeah. So yeah, I guess the answer is I'm not technically in this field, but which is making web-based game engines, but yeah, I guess I got into it by just teaching myself from YouTube and yeah, just messing around a lot at home. I think when I was 13 or something, I saved up and bought myself a laptop and started learning Java. That's how I kind of got started. But yeah, so this will have protected import 3 dot import Euler from 3. I've learned that that's the better way to do that. The song seems quite loud too. Okay. Okay, and then I guess I need to initialize that in the constructor. And I guess I could pass in pitch. No, what order is it going to be in though? Is the question. We've got X, Y, Z. Okay, that's fine. We can do that. So, how did you end up with JavaScript, TypeScript? How you end up with JavaScript, TypeScript? I'm not entirely sure what you mean. I'm sorry there, Estraloon. But if you can clarify, I'll definitely happy to answer your question. Yeah, so how do we want to do this? So the way I normally do it is, or think of it, and I think the way Unreal does it too, is roll, then pitch, and then yaw. And I guess I should make these optional, or just at least default them to 0 if they're not set. So if you just make a new rotator. Oh, and another actually nice helper thing would be public static rotator dot 0 and return a rotator. That just returns all zeros like that. So this dot Euler equals new. Now this order is going to be a pain in the butt, I think, because what I'm guessing is y would be the yaw, the x. So z would be roll. So your roll, which leaves pitch by default, I think. But these aren't the axes I'm used to dealing with, unfortunately. So if we come into here, and now instead of taking a Euler, take in a rotator. Okay. This dot object dot rotation equals new rotation dot get Euler. Well, it's Euler, isn't it? That's how I'm supposed to be pronouncing this. I always call it the wrong thing. People get mad. Public get Euler and return. I probably just triggered so many people in this VOD by calling it that, but never mind. So there we go. So we set the rotation. I can't set it directly apparently, so copy the new rotation, and then we just need basically this in our actor class and work our way back up. Set world, set actor location, set actor rotation, import the rotator, and now we can just do this whole root component thing, except we pass down set world rotation, new rotator, rotation. There we go. And now back in our, let's see, we don't need vector here. In our world, we can set this to be, I mean, just to make sure this compiles, I guess I could just do rotator.0. Yep, and that should have basically no effect on it. So you can see, because there's no shadows or anything, the direction of this light must be in the wrong spot. So it's pretty much just x plus 90 is what I want. So if I go new rotator, is that right? Yeah, I mean that works. That's not exactly what I had in mind, but that'll do for now. For a rotation until I get my arrow in, I can tell. Yeah, so Asteraloon, if you can clarify your question, I can definitely answer. I'm just not sure what you mean by how you end up with JavaScript TypeScript. Cool, so we've got this. Now I just need to do the skylight in much the same way. I should probably commit actually. Let's commit this as one thing, which is added dump scene command to toolbar. And then the rest of the stuff I guess I'll just say like directional or like rotators and directional and default scene layout. There we go. Okay. So yeah, the skylight actor, I just want to also have a billboard on here. Import that. Billboard components. So that should have actually made it visible already, which it has not because I have to attach it as well. So basically I want to have this attached to this. Okay, so we've got our icon there. Now I just need to change the icon. So the path to this dot billboard component dot set texture, and then new texture 2D source assets UI icons, and it's icon dash skylight.png. Okay. Yep, very good. That looks pretty decent, maybe a little big, but that's alright. So yeah, obviously these wouldn't actually show in the game, it's just like kind of to help you at editor time. What is this? This is just a random billboard component. Let me get rid of that. And the skylight, let's see, maybe I put that slightly below the sun. So let's do 6 on that. Not what I wanted. Skylights. There we go. It's kind of, is that actually in the same? Oh yeah. It's kind of deceptive whether those two things are lined up, but they should be exactly lined up. They are. Cool. And the last one, I guess, is the post-process volume, which I might as well do while I'm doing these. Add a billboard. Not new. Add components. Okay. And then texture 2D. So the texture for this, actually, we'll just use the default one for this, because I didn't make a specific one for a post-process volume. So yeah, let's just use the default one. But we do need to attach it, and I have to do that here, annoyingly. Attach that to wait, what? Crap, that's an active component. Okay, so what I need to do for this is make the billboard component the root, because the post-process component is not actually it doesn't have a transform. Basically, it's not a scene component. There we go. So now that's our post-process volume. Welcome to the stream, Dark Point Man. Dark. Hello, I was wondering what was the motivation for going with OOP engine instead of ECS? I mean, to be honest, there wasn't a huge motivation necessarily. It's just kind of the way I like to make games. I'm not actually opposed to ECS. I just haven't, really found the need for it, I guess. I had a use case for it. So, yeah, I'm just sticking with more of like, I guess, and maybe you could see it as old school inheritance layout for most of this. I also am not sure if Typescript allows, like, could you do the same memory shenanigans that you do with an ECS in Typescript? I'm not sure. But yeah, honestly, there wasn't a huge thought process behind it. This is just kind of the way I like to do things for now. If I do ECS, I'll add it probably as an opt-in solution for a sub system within the engine. So for example, something like a, I don't know, like a crowd manager or something like that. I can basically do those things as ECS on demand. So yeah, hopefully that kind of answers it. Not a hugely satisfying answer for you, I'm sure, but it does seem to be the way a lot of people do things these days is with ECS, which is pretty cool. Is that a recent error, or did I just miss that? Yeah, no, that's all good. Cool, so we've got the post-process volumes sorted. I guess I can just leave that at 0, 0. It really doesn't matter where that is. And I don't even have volume rendering yet, so maybe we could do that actually. Skylight and post-process vol billboards. Yeah, so what if we do that then? So if I do box components, extends, this will be a scene component, this one. Makes sense. There are some good ECS libs for TypeScript. Oh, okay. So there is some cool ones. Yeah. Yeah, so as I said, I'm sure like I will probably experiment with it at some point, but yeah. I'm not like going out of my way to design this entire engine to be built with ECS. Interesting question though. Right, so how do we do box rendering in, what is this? Details category. Details category. We have a key. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure where the problem is here. Wait. Oh yeah, no, that should be fine. Maybe I have duplicate keys or something. Yeah, probably the case. Yeah, so let me have a quick look at 3JS's box rendering, I guess. Or like just how they do, I guess, general shapes, because I don't want to do this as a mesh. Maybe I could do it as a bunch of lines, but I'm sure there's probably, is box geometry, box, probably one of these, isn't it? Box helper. Graphically show the world aligned bounding box of an object. Visualize a box 3. Does it have to be world aligned though? Method of the base, so that, yeah, because I don't really want this to be, I wonder if instead then I render a cube and render it in wireframe mode. Would that be bad? Well, we can try these, I suppose. Yeah, I just don't particularly love that it has to be world aligned. We'll see, maybe it doesn't. I'll try it out. So it's essentially, yeah, box 3 and render it with a box 3 helper. Box 3. Okay. Okay, and we need a box as well, which box 3, and a constructor. Probably should call super, honestly, in these. Yeah, so box can be not 3, just box 3. And we do it with vectors there. Do we have to do it with vectors? We have to do it with vectors, okay. No, yeah, so this is not going to work then. This is not what I want, because if that's... Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't want it to be axis aligned like that. I just want to render... I'm sure I can maybe just do a mesh then. Box mesh. We're going to need mesh, we're going to need cube geometry, box geometry, and we're going to need some sort of material. I could do a custom shader one, but surely line basic material, line dash material, mesh Lambert, mesh physical, 3JS, wireframe material. Maybe I don't want to do it as a wireframe anyway. Honestly, okay, they all have wireframe mode by the look of it. Yeah, cool. Cool. So I guess, yeah, what I'll do is just do mesh basic material. That's fine. I don't really need lighting or anything. Can nuke those. Box mesh will be a mesh. And box mesh equals new mesh. I guess just 111, and the material will be new mesh basic material. All of this material system, I want these materials essentially to be assets at some point, but again, I don't have that yet, so I have to pretty much do everything through code at the moment. What are you using for physics? I don't have any physics yet. I was thinking of using, they had one they suggested on the 3JS. Where is it? Let me find it. Was it ammo or rapier? One of these two. For the rust, yeah, and then they use WebAssembly, I believe. Yeah, and then there's, yeah, ammo as well. I think ammo is slightly older. I think, yeah, bullet physics, which is, yeah, probably a little old, but could be more stable. So yeah, we'll see. Those are the two I'm kind of thinking, but I haven't really set my mind on it just yet. Rapier's great. Okay, good to know. Yeah, no solid decision made there just yet. Material. What sort of stuff do you make dark? Out of interest. So I guess let's just do wireframe. And what is that? A color or a boolean? Boolean. Okay. Render object. We need to return the box mesh. What else do we need to do? On, begin, and end. Begin, we need to go get world and grab the render scene from that and add the box mesh. And then remove it when this component dies. And potentially that might be everything, not entirely sure. So let's now make a new actor. Actually, we have our post-process actor, let's use that. Post-process volume. Actually, no, yeah, let's make a volume actor. Need to import that and protected. We'll do, what component did I just make? It was box component, wasn't it? There we go. Then we'll set box component. Okay, we might want to adjust the size right here, but it's fine for now. And yeah, I think that's it. I'm making a game using 3GS, Rapier, and Miniplex. Mix of Cult of the Lamb with graphics of a short hike. Oh, that's cool. Nice. Sounds very cool. Welcome in. Oh my gosh, I don't know if I can pronounce that same name, sorry. But welcome in, G. I have terrible name pronunciation skills, apologies. But yeah, so what we should be able to do now is in the post-process volume, if we make this a volume actor, we even may not need the billboard component. No, yeah, let's turn the billboard component off and see what happens. Okay, cool. So we do get a wireframe box, which is kind of what I'm interested in, I guess. I was kind of thinking less wireframe and more just sort of the bounds, but Gregory in English, beauty, thank you. That makes things a little easier for me. Yeah, so I don't know if this rendering is exactly what I want. Ultima, yeah, I did answer the question. Welcome in, by the way. It's, yeah, so just to reiterate, I guess my answer was kind of, essentially, I don't think I need ECS for anything just yet. I'm not going out of my way to design this as an ECS engine or anything. So I'm just doing it the way that I enjoy working with an engine, which is through kind of, I guess, old school-ish object-oriented programming. I think if I implement ECSs, it's going to be as subsystems within the engine rather than the entire engine itself built as sort of like on ECS technology. It's kind of what I'm thinking anyway, but yeah, I'm not sure if I'll go down that path or not. Right. So yeah, we don't really need this. Well, actually, hang on. It might be nice to have the billboard component anyway, even though I don't need it. I just need to attach it to the box component, because otherwise it's quite hard to click on this box. Saying that, I can't actually click on the sprite either. Wonder what that's about. Yeah, what the hell? I must have messed something up there, but yeah. I don't know, what do you guys think? Billboard or nah for a post-process volume? Maybe I'll turn it off. I could always make it configurable, I guess. And also, the more I look at this wireframe method, I think I either want to render it with what do you call it, like lines essentially myself, or what I'm thinking of doing is just making it a transparent actor. So I'll do that first because that's the easiest way to do it. Box component. I've been watching your videos and I really like them. Keep going. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. It's cool you made it for a live stream. So you can sort of ask questions if there's anything you want to see in particular. Yeah, I've been struggling a little bit lately on this engine, but I think I'm finding my groove again. There was just a few reasonably tough problems I had to solve to get going here, but yeah, we're underway now. So I think I'm just going to render this as, yeah, just essentially a transparent object instead. So I don't, can I do a mesh basic material, but can I do, so say if I wanted green, it would be like that. Can I do transparency here? No. Okay. So that must be something else. They call it alpha in this, huh? Transparent, true. And does that now let me use this? No. I should probably just Google this rather than fiddling around, but how do I want to do this? Blend alpha? Is that what I need? Gregory, how did you set up your React with Electron? I started my 2D engine and ended up with CRA and Electron as separate apps. In the setup, Electron just loads localhost 3000. Yeah, so I use something called Vite Electron as my, I'm not sure what you call these things, but like a bootstrapper, I guess, which is how I got started. So essentially, if I bring this on, to get this project started up, which I might show at some point, I've had this question a few times, but you pretty much just make a new npm package with this, and that's basically it. Then it asks you like a bunch of questions about whether you want to use React or Typescript and all that. Yeah, so it's pretty good. I use it for all my Electron apps. Makes things nice and easy, because yeah, I don't know if I'd be confident enough in myself to be able to set up the whole build pipeline without the help of Vite. So will this become an npm package someday? Probably not, Ultimaz, because I mean maybe I shouldn't say probably not, but basically it depends whether I can, or whether I do spend the effort to split out the engine code completely from the editor. which I've been trying to, but it gets a little messy in some places, because essentially, you know, if I was to put something on npm, I would put the engine up without the editor program itself, so that you could use, like, you know, the like code like I am here, like all these components and everything, but leave basically the application and UI to the editor. So yeah, I don't know, we'll see. That's the answer. Gregory, opacity and transparent, got you, thank you very much. Dark opacity is what I'm after, that's the one. Yeah, so for a volume that's probably fine. Maybe yellow for volume, and maybe less transparent, so it's clear that it's a volume. And then maybe I will make this a custom shader at some point, but it would be nice to also have the wireframe as well. Oh, can you make it two-sided as well? I want to see it from the inside. Backface culling. Okay, I might need to make a custom material for that too then. That's fine. Oh, unless it's the geometry itself. No backface culling there. No. Okay. All good. No problem. That's fine. It's just because it's a post-process volume, I kind of want to see when I'm in it. But essentially this, well, I mean, this is this a, yeah, this is a post-process volume, but there'll be other types of volumes which are essentially just like triggers for the game. So you might have, like, I don't know, a doorway or something, say between these two objects I have over here. And you have a trigger set up like this, which detects overlaps with a player or something, and when you pass through it, maybe it spawns some enemies or whatever. So yeah, volumes. 3 side, 3 double side. Can I just... That's amazing, man. Nice. Thank you very much. You're really onto your 3JS API stuff, which is good. Yeah, so sweet. So now when I'm inside the post-process volume, I can actually tell. Although now looking at that, maybe I don't want this to be double-sided. Now that I think about it. Maybe I do. Maybe I do. Well, I guess eventually it should just be an option for the user to click, which, I mean, I have the ability to do that. Why don't I just do that? So I'll do a U property. Two-sided, and we'll make it true by default. And category, we'll just leave this default category, actually, that's fine. And then this is the gross part. I don't have a callback from my reflection system to tell me when this property changes, essentially, so I basically have to poll it, which, yeah, I really am not particularly thrilled about, honestly, but is what it is. What is mesh basic material? Dot, was it side dot, or side equals, and then two-sided then it's going to be two-sided, else I guess one-sided is the, or what's the other version of this? It was double side, hang on, double side, so probably single side then. God damn. Have you looked at React 3 Fiber? I have had a brief look at it. Yeah, I wasn't entirely sure how helpful it would be for me making a game engine, because a lot of the, as far as I understand React 3 Fiber, like a lot of the logic for 3JS is just kind of written in with React. So like, maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong here, but let's see, what's a good one to look at? Yeah, like in the layout here, you would essentially write, I don't know, something like, maybe like cube or something like that, it looked like. And because this is so dynamically state-based, this application, I thought it would probably be better to just stick with basically my own engine layer sitting on top of 3JS rather than something like React 3 Fiber. But yeah, if I'm not misunderstanding it, that does seem really helpful for building like other types of web experiences. Like, I don't know, having like sort of, you know, I don't know, like a particle system on the background of your website or something. But yeah, single. God damn, what is the 3-dot front side? Of course. Okay, so now I should be able to, yeah. If I can't decide what to do, just expose it and let the user decide. So that works. Very good. Something like this wouldn't need to be in the tick method, for example. Yeah, I mean, the only reason this is in the tick method is because I'm lazy, basically, and I haven't implemented a, like, I have this reflection system that basically generates data structures based on the what are these called? Decorators. And essentially I need to basically just track this value changing through the decorator layer, and then I could just do a callback instead of needing to do it like this. So yeah, because my checkbox, essentially what's happening here is that checkbox is it is a React component, obviously, right here. And so that is setting, where is it? Click set as checked. Wait, how did I set this up actually? Component details prints out the category, which prints out the properties, and this renders the property view. And it's the Boolean property view, which uses a checkbox, I see. Yeah, and then sets the current value of. So I basically, this function will get called anytime the value changes. And I basically just need to put a callback right here. So yeah. So, I mean, it's tempting to do it now since I literally just found the function I need. But yeah, that's basically the plan. And that's why I'm just kind of dumping it on tick right now, is because I know that's just a temporary thing, just until I kind of want to do that pass on the reflection system as one big kind of pass, rather than just randomly kind of throw it in there now, because I'll have to cut the stream pretty soon. So, but yeah, it is a good call. Nice, streams are very informative. Can you recommend any books or internet pages that you used as a guideline for how to implement a game engine? Definitely not books. There is a book on, I think it's called Game Engine Architecture, that I've heard about a few times, but I've never read it myself. I'm trying to think of any like specific internet like web pages. Not really, honestly. Like if you're gonna do like lower level stuff than this, obviously like learnopengl.com is gonna be great for rendering, but the entire architecture basically, like, I've learnt by, I guess, being a daily user of a game engine for my job for the last 10 plus years, so I know how a game engine's supposed to work pretty well. And yeah, and I don't know, I mean, I'm just kind of figuring it out anyway. Like there isn't a huge amount of a game engine here, so there might be problems I come across where I do get stuck, but yeah, if you're just trying to get into it, maybe like well, yeah, the thing is, game engines are pretty like gnarly. There's not really any other way to slice that. I guess if you haven't made a game before, maybe start with that just to get a feel for it, or use another engine. But yeah, maybe some other people in chat have some ideas and suggestions on. Yeah, the problem is the topic's not hugely like beginnery, project essentially. Like like it does take a little bit of experience to be able to make a project like this. So yeah, but just give it a try anyway. Just figure it out. You'll be alright. There's YouTube tutorials. There was one I was watching of a guy, let me find it actually, who was doing something in Typescript. It's not really, well, I think it actually was tutorials, but it was, let me find it. Game Engine series. And that was, yeah, so it was in Typescript as well. Travis Volman. So you could potentially try and follow along with something like this maybe. This is using WebGL, which is a lot lower level than what I'm doing, but yeah. Yeah, sorry I can't be a lot more help there, but yeah. Can develop game in TypeScript. Yeah, that's going to be the idea, as you write the code for the game in TypeScript. Yep. I'm hoping to embed a code editor within the application itself as well. First step to make a game engine is failing at making a game. Yeah, that's one way to look at it. Or making a game, I guess. Trying to make a game. But yeah. Yeah. It does help if you know the use, like, you know what you need as a game developer, so that making, like, kind of what to focus on for making an engine, if that kind of makes any sense. So one thing I'd like to know is, why can't I click on the post-process volume, but I seem to be able to click on everything else? Let's see, box component, two-sided rendering, property. Always forget that. So wait, I did stage these changes though. The following file has changed. Unsaved changes. Which file? Just save it, will you? Save all and commit. Yeah, there we go. I should just read the box rather than. Yeah, so if I get this completed too, I want to add, I made icons for point lights and spotlights too, so I want to try and get those in, which shouldn't be too much trouble. In fact, if we made it a dark scene, that would probably help. Oh. I can't actually make it fully dark because a lot of the light is coming from the environment here. So yeah, but that's fine. We should still be able to see the lights. So let me quickly see in the viewport if I can, let's see, chuck a breakpoint. Get world, mouse position viewport. What I really want to see is this when I click here. Transform controls. Let me see. Color. Yeah, this looks, because that's yellow, this looks like it is the volume. Yeah, opacity 25. So it's the second thing in the list, which means it might be getting consumed by the first hit, which is the transform control plane. So what actually gets pushed here? Nothing. So what was that? That was the cube, wasn't it? So box component. Ah, that's what I needed to do, and I really need to fix this so I don't have to do this on every single component. I should just do it in the base class, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that will fix it. And I lied. Wait, what? Why is that not hitting now? Object owner, did I spell that right? Ah, not this dot owner, the box meshes owner. Yeah, there we go. Cool, can select stuff again. That was probably also why I couldn't select the... Oh, I can select these. Okay, never mind. Would any game made in this run in any web browser? It's not something I'm aiming for, let's say. Like, essentially my plan is basically for this to be a more or less a desktop, you know, game engine, but because I'm building it with web technology, I guess there isn't a huge reason it couldn't run in a browser by default, because essentially an Electron app, which is the thing that allows me to put it in its own window, is basically just a web browser. So yeah, I guess technically you're right. It's not really an aspiration of mine. I'm not trying to make this so people can make web games. I kind of want people to make other Electron apps as the game, but I guess by happenstance of my technology stack, as Stark says, it will kind of technically just work on anything. The only issues might be like, because I'm going to do some stuff with Electron with interacting with the file system. Some of that stuff might need a little bit of tweaking to work on in the web, to point at like a, I don't know, Google Drive folder or some cloud storage or something. Because obviously I can't access your file system from the browser, as far as I know, anyway. Alright, so surprising you're not targeting web by default. Yeah, nah. I guess I don't really know like I don't have anything against the web, but the types of games that I want to play and make with this engine are desktop games. So I guess it's up to people how they want to use the engine, but it's not top of my priority list anyway. Pretty cool, not gonna lie. Yeah, it is a nice side effect, I guess. Yeah. It probably won't work right out of the box because, as I say, there will be some stuff I need to do with the interacting with the operating system. But yeah, I think there are a few engines out there that do target the web, though. They're probably a lot better than this too. So you could just use those. In fact, someone in the chat the other day, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but he had a really cool looking. He had made a Typescript game engine that ran specifically in the web. Looked super cool. Right, so let's quickly make these other light types, eh? So let's do point light component. And that extends scene component. Constructor, and before I forget, I'm gonna go well, I have to make the thing first. Just light, new point light, and again we'll just default it to that and set its owner, which I need to spell correctly and I think capitalize to this. Do I need to capitalize that? I forget. This is the reason I shouldn't be doing this over and over again, but it is lowercase. I do continue to do it anyway, even though I know I need to move this into the scene component. Yeah, yeah, you notice that? Yeah, I'm trying to, like, that's the trouble, with working with so many languages, or like, because I use C++ at work in Unreal Engine. Yeah, it can be tough sometimes to break the syntax habits. Okay, so that's good. And then in gameplay and in play, we just need to add to the scene. Okay, and get the world. I'm sure you guys are sick of seeing me write these components, but it needs to be done. We need to have point lights in the engine. Add the light and then remove it in play. Okay, and I could, I guess, expose the color and intensity as well, which I again should probably make a parent class for this, but we'll just continue to write shit code and pay the price later. Color and intensity. Yeah, equal to 1. Make that a U property as well. And this, I guess, I need to make U color white by default. And here. What? Not assignable to parameter of. Wait, what have I screwed up here? Public color. Color representation. Did I make this class? Did I? No. Is that not a color representation then? type of color not assignable to parameter type. I guess it's confused because I'm using the same name here. So if I go light color, that will probably work then. No. Oh, right. Jesus Christ. That's why it's confused, because I'm using the wrong frickin'... Again, I forget I need this dot everywhere. It's kind of annoying actually how much I have to write this dot. Color representation is the hex or string. Yeah, gotcha. And I need to do my little tick thing because I haven't done the reflection yet, but there's going to have to be a big refactoring stream coming up soon here where I go through and once I get things working, which they almost are how I want, kind of rejigger the code a little bit to how it should be long term. So the intensity can be this dot intensity. I should profile this at some point too and see what how bad the performance of setting these variables every tick is. I'd imagine pretty high because every tick is currently 155 times a second. So even though I'm just setting a variable, it's still a lot of it still has to run this function, you know. Color equals, actually that's a good point. I should make it so that you can opt out of tick in the constructor and it just won't call it. That would help with performance. Light dot color. Cool. So now we just need to add one more class, which is going to be point light actor. The reason I make an actor and a component is because, hang on, default point every damn time, man. Extends actor. Is because I want to be able to use, like, I could have a different actor and put a point light component on that as well. Like I could have, I don't know, like a chest, like a, you know, a treasure chest that has a light on it or something. But the default point light actor is literally just an actor for the sole purpose of being a light in the scene. Disable the WebGL error checking for the 3JS on build. I got huge performance increase for my game. Where would I find that? Performance, disable the WebGL error checking for the 3JS on build. Oof, that. Where would I even look for that? What's up, Pixapple? C# and Java are extremely similar. I believe, if I remember right, C# is basically Microsoft's answer to Java. Basically, I learned Java as my first language. My second language was C#, and because I didn't know how to write C#, I just started writing Java code, and it basically worked like 80%, which blew my mind, and was it was just pure luck that I don't know, did that. But personal preference for me is definitely C#. That is, C# is probably my favorite language. And also thanks for tuning back in, by the way. But yeah, Dark, if you have any idea where to even look for a setting like that, let me know. Render, debug, check shader for area. Oh, right. I see what you're saying. So essentially just like, say, in my render context, it's like just a variable. I thought it was like part of the build process I had to do. Obviously I don't have the renderer here, but I have it here. Check shader errors false. Yeah, cool. Alright. So obviously you said I only want to do that on build, which is probably true. I don't know if I have a way to... Is there... There's probably not such thing as like... if... like... Can I do... stuff like that in... probably not in Typescript, eh? No. Basically so it compiles out that code. There might be a way, I just don't know what it is yet. Otherwise I could use reflection potentially to detect whether it's running in like is build or something. Very good. Thank you for the tip. Invite env variables. Ah, man, you are full of tips today. This is brilliant. Invite env variables. So there's a .env somewhere, you think? Or are we talking about something else? .env. Yes, lens. Not sure. I probably have to make it, I guess. My env file. Very cool. Vite React, very nice. env.d.ts. Am I blind? What is going on? I don't know. I must not be looking in the right spot, but I will definitely look that up. Oh, this? Reference Vite client. I don't know what the fuck that means, so I'm going to close it. Yeah, I'll look into it. I can do some Googling and figure out how to do that kind of stuff. So, yeah, appreciate it. But it is a good idea. May have been in source. Yeah, it was. Cool. All right, so let's go point light component. I super appreciate all the help, you guys. Definitely makes doing, if anyone is making an engine, do it on stream. It's way more fun that way. Stop point light component equals add point light component, and I think that's it. Yeah, that is basically it. So now in the world, I can spawn one of them. Just for testing, I need to add to this menu up here to be able to spawn other stuff at some point. The .env file, you should make the .env file. env.d.ts is just for TypeScript. Oh, okay. Yeah, alright, I'll have to figure out where exactly I should make it. I've used an env file. What was it for? I think it was like a Laravel project or something. To store some API keys, but yeah, I haven't done much with a build process before. So if I go this dot spawn a point light actor, just at 0 is fine, and it looks like that is working. I need a billboard component otherwise, and I also forgot to do a render object. billboard. Okay, and begin play. Super and billboard attached to point light component, and then we probably want to change the texture, so I'll do sprite text, source assets, head UI, icons, and then icon dash point light, I think is the path. That's going to be pretty gnarly if I just remembered that path by my mind, but then set texture, sprite text, and save and pray. Yes, I did get it. Nice. Cool. So I mean, this icon is way too big, but we do have a point light now, which is cool. I should make it so that can't go zero, negative actually. Let me. That's interesting that it takes away light if I set it negative. So if I do min val 0, should be, yeah, can't go below 0 now. Cool. I mean, this is pretty good. Does the color work? Yep. Very good. This is going to make a good YouTube thumbnail. Is all the UI HTML and CSS? Yes, technically, but I use what's called React, which is a JavaScript UI library. So I write components, which is basically like a little bit of HTML with some like logic, and then it kind of like generates the UI for me. So if I go in here in F12, and let's pretend those errors didn't just happen, this is all, like, it is literally just HTML and CSS when it gets compiled out. Like, all, you can see all the elements highlighting and everything, but I don't write it as HTML and CSS directly, if that makes sense. Yeah, so this is cool. One thing that would be really cool is if I tint the icon color based on the light color. I feel like that'd be a nice touch. So what I'd want to do for that is this dot, I guess I need to tick it, which kind of sucks again. Yeah, there's a lot of tick stuff happening that really shouldn't be on tick, but I don't really have a better way implemented just yet. Billboard dot set color, and the color will be point light component color. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. So I just need to make this method on the billboard. And hopefully figure out a way to do this. So okay, yep, looks like that works. It's a feature, not a bug. Maybe negative light could be useful. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it is a strange concept though, negative light. Like, what does that mean? It absorbs photons, I guess? Yeah, I mean, maybe I should allow it. Alright. Other than this horrible scrolling issue that I have here, which I need to fix, you can see the icon now is based on the light color, which is pretty cool. I think that's a nice touch. Do a red light. I need to set like expose the range and like all sorts of other stuff, but it's all good. very cool. What's the time? 10:14. Can I quickly do spotlights as well? Let's try that. And then that'll probably be the end. So and then I need to refactor this code because it's annoying that I don't have I should just have a light component, because if you look at this point light and you look at this directional light, that's also got intensity and light color and does basically the same thing. And then if you look at the skylight, that also has the same thing. So I need to like basically have a base class to handle some of this stuff. So, but you know me, I'll do it later. Spotlight component, yes. It's getting late here on the land of the long white cloud. Oh, are you in New Zealand too? Yes, it is getting late and I'm incredibly tired. I got work tomorrow, but I did want to make some progress tonight. Spotlight components extends. For anyone that's not in New Zealand, the land of the long white cloud is like a I don't know what you call it, like a colloquial name for New Zealand, I guess. I think it's the English translation of the Maori name for New Zealand, which is Aotearoa. Matamata. Cool. Very cool. I actually have no idea where that is, but that's North Island, right? Extends. What do I need here? Scene component. What are the odds to have another Kiwi in chat? That's awesome. Okay, and then in the Waikato, nice. That's cool. Sweet. I need to visit there at some point. It feels crazy to live in New Zealand and not. I used to live in I lived in Auckland for a few years. That's basically the only time I've spent in the North Island. I'm in Dunedin right now, I should mention. Way down. And I've also lived in Christchurch. Skylight components. It's going to be, hopefully, spotlight component from 3. Spotlight. Beauty. If they didn't have that, that would have been a pain in the ass to implement myself. Okay, so that's the light, and then I need the constructor. This dot skylight component. Add. Wait, I'm in the component. What am I doing? What am I doing? This is not a component. Use spotlight, and we need a color. I might as well just expose these by default because I know we'll need them. So color is going to be color. Okay, make that a U property. If anyone's used Unreal Engine, you'll be familiar with U properties, which is like a way of marking up basically the variables that appear in the editor. I basically ripped that whole idea from Unreal. Unity has a way to do it too, but intensity number. Man, I feel like my typing is going to shit right now. I don't know what's happening. Okay, and then color, intensity. Same problem, need to spam this dot everywhere. I was trying to figure out what time zone you were in so I could catch a live stream. When do you usually start the stream? It's noon in Norway now, so I usually start at about, give or take, an hour before now, or an hour and 19 minutes before now. Yeah. Yeah, New Zealand time, which is +12. I've never gone further south than Napier and no further north than Auckland. Nice. Yeah, but yeah, that's just recently. I don't know. I'm gonna stream whenever I feel like it. But for the last, what is it? Actually, I didn't change the number on the stream, did I? It's supposed to be, I think, 11 now. Hopefully, 11 days in a row. It's been about that sort of time. I started at 8 today, which was. Wait, has it been almost 2 hours? God damn it! I was supposed to have a shorter stream today. Never mind. Spotlight and then begin play, super dot begin play, and end play, super dot end play. Then we get the world, get the render scene, and then add start spotlight, skylight, man, spotlight, cool. And you can see my brain's fading in real time basically. I'm so tired, but I want to do this. I want to get this done. I want to make progress. And don't forget this dot spotlight owner is this, which basically links my engine layer to the 3GS layer. Cool. Now I just need to make the actor, which we've seen is pretty quick. Did that create a new file? No. Spotlight actor dot yes. Extends. It is weird that Typescript uses the word extends. I guess it's based on Java. Well, Java I think uses the word extends as well. Actor. Gotta go, bye, might be back if you stream at this time. Cool, yeah, no, nice to catch you. And appreciate all the help. Thanks for tuning in. And yeah, hope to see you again, Duck. Projected spotlights, components, spotlights, lights, components, constructor, super, and spotlight component. We just need to add it or create a new one, which is the same thing. The way I add it is basically through this template, like subclass of thing, which I've kind of forgotten how it works, honestly. It kind of, it's black magic. Essentially, I think it creates a new instance based on a type. So it news this up just based on its name. Yep, so spotlight component. And then we also wanted the billboard, right? So billboard components equals this dot add component billboard, and then I need the texture. So let's see if I can nail this again. So sprite text texture 2D, which I think is the one I made. Yep. Source asset. No. Yeah. No, I already forgot. What is it? Yeah, I was right. Source assets, icons. No. Ed UI icons, and then icon dash spotlight. That's the one. Billboard. Set the texture to this. And let me just steal my code from the point light to set the color. in theory, we now have spotlights as well. Nope. Spotlight actor. I see it there. Does it work? That's the point light. Wait. I can't select it? Spotlight actor. What have I screwed up? Spotlight components. Spotlight. I need get render objects. That's what I need. Which is the way that basically when I click on the actor, it's able to tell what component is associated with the actor. Okay. Oh dear. Looks like I just forgot to attach, did I? Spotlight actor? Yeah, I just forgot to attach the billboard, so the billboard needs to be attached to the actual light itself, so basically the icon follows where the light actually is. And that should be it. Oh, moving the floor, moving everything. Wait, is this the spotlight? Yeah, this is the spotlight. So, yeah, that is working. I don't have great control over the range or anything yet. I need to probably add a lot more like helper rendering, which I think... Oh, this has the same target thing, does it? That's super annoying. See how the angle of the light is changing as I move this? What I actually want it to be based on is the rotation of the object. I basically had to do something with the with the directional light to make that happen. Because yeah, otherwise it doesn't work like that by default. But I can do that another day. The light color doesn't work. That is not ideal. Because I don't pass that stuff in, so let me do that. Tick, come on, give me, there we go. This dot spotlight dot color, and this dot spotlight dot intensity. There's a whole bunch, yeah, as I keep saying, and of other stuff that I need to expose here, like this dot. There we go. Like, I bet there's like a range. Nope. What is there? Shadow casting needs to be exposed. Distance, I guess they call it. Yeah. I don't even know what a penumbra is, but I probably need to expose that. Yeah. Anyway, I will get to that at some point. Tick with the delta time, please, and we should be good. Let me just move these things a little bit apart. So does this return the actor? It does. So potentially what I could do then is just tack this on the end and it would still do it. Yeah, that works. Cool. So do that, and then the spotlight, same thing. The skylight. And we'll just do -1 for the spotlight. Cool. So yeah, this should all be working now, I believe, except my broken ass scrolling in my UI. That is definitely not working, but it looks like that is indeed a purple light. Yep. And this one I could make something else, green. And that also works, and they should interact nicely. Yep. Alright, let me find some cool colors for the thumbnail too. Maybe red and blue. Classics. Alright, I am gonna leave that there. We made some pretty good progress today. I got volume rendering in for the post-process volume with a fancy two-sided checkbox, which is cool. And fix the directional light shadow thing where it now does the shadows based on its rotation rather than its position. Let me find a nice shadow angle. There you go. And obviously got other lights in, spotlights, point lights with colors. And yeah, fixed billboards. So pretty happy with the progress today. Thanks for tuning in, and I will catch you all in the next stream.